Okay, we're gonna try to figure out how this is gonna work. I'm gonna be learning a lot in this live. All right. So this live is for my painting over last year's Bark March. Sorry for the wiggling canvases. My kitty is deciding that he wants to play with the easel. Anyway, so I'm just going to dive into it. I'm not sure what colors I'm painting anything. We'll see what weird mixes we get. So I also am going to explain a little bit about how Bark March works as I paint them over. So the first one, this one up here, here we go, is the prompt was blissful, and the suggestion that they made was puppy spot day. Wow, there's a delay. Okay, well, good to know. So yeah, this one was this one's prompt last year was blissful, and the suggestion was puppy spa day in a cartoon style. I attempted to do that. Obviously, I wasn't that successful. So let's see, what color we're going to paint over it. Let's try maybe let's try a pink. Why not? Let's try a pink. I was going to go for an orange, but I think pink. Sort of it's not really pink. It's whatever this color is. And this is just going to create a base for the Bark March painting that will be starting in a few days. Far too few days, in fact. And I need some more paint on my canvas at this rate. And I was going to try to do music, but I couldn't figure out how, so here we are. All right, it's not full coverage, but it's enough that I will be able to do a sketch and then fill in everything. And this will also give it a nice tone color throughout. Yeah, let's paint, well, I don't know. We're painting the sides right now. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do that. That's typically something I do when I've finished a piece. Oop, that's sticky tack starting to come off, so I think we're about done with this one. But yeah, basically this gives this canvas new life. It gets a new chance to potentially be adopted, as I like to say, at the end of this Bark March. And it's not just sitting somewhere gathering dust, so that's why I paint over them. Plus, it's pretty much a tradition, because canvases used to be a lot more expensive. All right. This next one's prompt was moody, and the suggestion was a grumpy puppy, which is why we got this. I think I'm going to go in with yellow ochre, maybe mixed with some of that pink that we have left over. See what colors we get. I really need to clean my canvas or my palette. It is messy. Maybe I'll do that before Bark March. Maybe we'll have a palette cleaning video at some point. All right. Goodbye, blissful, grumpy puppy. Nope, sorry. Moody grumpy puppy. He's beside Blissful. Yeah, my cat is talking in the background. She apparently weighed in on that. And I usually have like brighter, crazier colors when it's not painting over a canvas because I'm using acrylic then. And weirdly, I have a wider range of acrylic paints than I do of oil paints, which is what this is. Oh, bye, Grumpy. I do get weirdly attached to my paintings. Maybe it's not weird. I don't know. I do get attached to my paintings. Just mixing in a little bit of that red to make it a little bit of a nicer, well, not nicer, a little bit of a peachier color. Honestly, I don't know that I think any colors are nicer than another. It's all about context. Some of the prettiest colors can look horrible in the right palette, or the wrong palette, I guess I should say. All right. We got an orange one, we got a red one. I think I'm gonna try to do an actual yellow one. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna need some more white. And if you can hear my puppies stomping around, that's yep. They are trying to get comfortable and apparently failing. Right, Sorsha? All right. So I'm going to use some cadmium yellow hue and mix it with some white, I think. And I have not cleaned my brush, so we're going to get a little bit of that too. I don't want this to be too light, so I'm not going to put too much white in it. More or less, I'm just giving it, or making it a little more opaque instead of transparent. Cadmium yellows tend to be a little bit transparent. Of course, that was when it was actually cadmium, when I was actually using cadmium yellow, not cadmium yellow hue, so maybe they're not as transparent as they used to be. I don't know. I don't know. We're learning. Oh, I guess I should have said this one was early, and now the prompt for this one was early, and the suggestion was bedhead. So bedhead is getting painted over. Oh no, it's falling off. Well, it is a little bit cool down here, so I guess that's not totally surprising. Sticky tack doesn't like to stick when it's cold. All right, this one was, the prompt was fun, and the suggestion was a dog with a frisbee. So that's where we got that. I think I'm gonna go for a green color this time. Whoops, I'm just dropping things everywhere. I think I'm more or less just moving through the colors, mixing them a little bit. This one is just called light green. It's not the best oil paint, but it's only being a ground, so it should be fine. It should be fine. And it'll work out anyway because this was a fairly green painting to begin with. So, painting over fun. I saw that I briefly had people, but I didn't realize it. Sorry. My bad. I'm new to this stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I was actually really quite fond of that painting. I was a little bit sad that it didn't get home, but you know, it's now getting a second chance to get a home. All these paintings get a new life, which is kind of exciting. And my cat just chimed in with that, so I believe he agrees. To new beginnings and all that. All right, let's try a blue one. Let's go with let's try Prussian blue. It's a really deep blue, but I think when it gets lightened up, it'll be nice enough. So this prompt was hopeful, and the suggestion was begging for table scraps. I almost said begging for strips. Yeah, that's marketing for you. My brain's like, begging strips. And this one's sort of, I'm mixing it with a little bit of the light green. So it's more of a cyan almost. Almost. Maybe a teal. It's actually a really pretty color. But I am partial to blues, so, you know. I have thought about doing a black one, seeing how that would work, but it would be such a dark painting. Because that black would definitely come through and make it kind of, I wouldn't say dingy, but it's going to be dark. But, you know, experimenting's fun. Maybe I'll do one. Although I don't even know if I have black paint. Somewhere I'm sure I do. All right. This one, the prompt was yummy. And the suggestion was dog guarding a steak bone. I don't think I quite nailed that one. But, you know, the suggestions are suggestions, and I do my best. Sometimes I don't succeed. And I usually work from some sort of reference photo, whether or not I'm mashing them together or I'm just using the reference photo itself. I try not to just use the reference photos by itself. So sometimes the limitation is simply, do I have a reference photo for it? Which is why I recently started doing you don't have to make it just a suggestion, or you don't even need to make a suggestion. If you'd rather just submit your pet photo and say, hey, use this, that's great for me, because then I don't have to spend hours searching for a reference photo. So, and you still get a chance to win the suggestion by just submitting a photo, which I usually do just through comments. Though you can't do that on TikTok. I'm trying to figure out. I think I might try duetting on TikTok. Like you can duet with a picture of your pet. I'm not entirely sure that's going to work. I mean, obviously it'd be a picture of your dog for this one. I don't know. We're going to try. We'll see what happens. All right. If you predicted the next color was purple, you're right. It's purple. We're going to go with dioxazine purple. Not dioxazine. Words, man. I do like this purple, but I don't find it to be very pigmented. which can be good, but it also means you have to use more of it when you're trying to shift a tone. Like right now, you can see a lot of the blue is coming through. But it is such a pretty purple. I think there's a quinacridone purple that I might have to give a whirl just to see if it's more pigmented. I don't think the brand matters. This is Winsor and Newton, but Winsor and Newton. Goodness. Oh, I got some all over the green. Well, it's fine. We're just gonna have a purple corner there. Just make it blend so it doesn't stick out. All right, good enough. Now I get a little green in here, which sort of just dulls it. Which is not a bad thing when you're trying to go for like soft ethereal colors, because you sort of need kind of gray tones from what I'm learning, which I'm still learning, always learning. Oh, I forgot to say, the prompt for this one was new, and the suggestion was a new puppy wearing a gift bow. Pardon my throat. Goodness. Which I also thought it turned out pretty cute. But, you know, it did not get adopted. It has a chance to get adopted now. This one, the prompt was radiant, and the suggestion was a dog basking in sunlight. Let's see if we can get it a more purple color. I still don't feel like we got enough purple one in there, but we'll see. That's a little better. That's a little more purple. These always kind of end up looking like Easter eggs by the time I get done with them. Which I guess is fitting, given the time of year. And I will be cutting this all down so people can watch a shorter version of this, because at least I think I will be. I don't know how this works. I'm assuming I can download the video. Hopefully that wasn't a setting I needed to do beforehand. All right, so let's get a little bit more of a reddish purple in here. Ooh, I shouldn't have gone for that red. That red is more of an orangey purple. Or orangey red, so now I've got kind of a, well, I mean, it's kind of nice. It's not what I was going for, but it's okay. I was kind of going for more of a brighter, oh, I don't even know what to call it. But, you know, things happen, and here we are. Now we've got this mauve, maybe? We'll go with mauve. Or I've heard some people say mauve. Sometimes I say mauve. I guess I should say. I was raised by parents who say things two different ways, like route and root. So I tend to have multiple pronunciations for different words. All right. That's all right. Let's try a different kind of red, though. Let's try some magenta, which is more or less what I was thinking the first time. Oh, and this prompt was Rosie, and somebody suggested an embarrassed dog for that. And I think I forgot to say this one. This one was refreshing, and the suggestion was dog drinking from a hose. That's a pretty color. I used to hate pink, but now I'm like, okay, it's a tool. It's a tool like any color. There is no reason to hate a color. You just have to find out where you like to see the color. Hate the setting, not the color. How about that? All right, and then this one was, the prompt was serene. And the suggestion was a dog sleeping in a cuddled, fluffy bed. Add a little bit of yellow back into here. I do like a peachy underpainting, so that's why I tend to gravitate towards that. I'm not sure I'd say it's my signature color. I'm still figuring that stuff out, but I have found I do like that a lot. I also like, I'm going to just lame everything now. I also like purples a lot too, because there's some paintings, or there's some photos where you see a lot of cooler undertones, and purple tends to bring those out. But if you're looking for a warmer tone underneath, obviously you're going to want to gravitate towards more peachy colors. So the mix for this one is magenta and that cadmium yellow hue. Because I just wanted to see how that's interacting. The cadmium yellow hue is a newish addition to my palette, so I'm still kind of figuring my way through that. All right, I guess let's try a super dark one. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I have a black for this last one. It's not going to be super, super dark, though, because I have... Well, I can try and clean off my brush a little bit. I found some lamp black in a very, very dusty tube in the tackle box of paint. All right, I'm going to use a new brush so we can actually get a closer to black color. Then I'm going to drop all my then I'm going to drop all my brushes on the ground. All right, where do I put this black? Okay. We'll see how this turns out. Oh, so the prompt for this one was sprightly. And then the suggestion was an old dog playing with a ball. Hopefully whatever I create on this black canvas, it'll be interesting enough for him to find a home. And it looks so weird next to all my Easter egg colored canvases to have this black canvas. What else? Who knows? Maybe we'll find out that I absolutely love painting on black canvases, and this is my new signature color. Only one way to find out. All right, it is covered. Tomorrow I'll be posting 2 different lists of prompts, and then taking a vote on everyone's favorite, and then I will post the result of that. So feel free to vote. Costs you nothing. Thank you, everyone. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this. Bye.